Okay. What was the year of the first significant immigration to the United States?
Well, we came over here in 1860, and roughly me and 6 other Irish came to the U.S. because we were only making roughly 13 cents a day, which is 8 pence. And so that was barely enough to provide for our family, and they said we could make 5 times that much working in America.
Okay. So, what was the next major year Irish people came to the United States?
In 1845, the potato Irish famine happened, and so roughly 225,000 Irish came to the U.S. because of that.
Why?
Because the Irish potato famine happened, killing 350,000 people, dying of starvation, and after that the typhus outbroke in the country. So,
Okay, so what was life like when you came to America?
well, at first we started work on the Erie Canal, me with 3,000 other Irish people, and then around 1860, which is pretty cool. Illinois had 87,000 Irish people living in the state, and the majority were farmers because we did in Ireland. And then in '61, the Civil War outbroke, and me and 170,000 Irish fought in the Union, but only 40,000 joined in the Confederates because they were mainly from Louisiana.
Interesting. What are some major achievements for your culture in the 1800s?
Well, for the Civil War, we had a successful general named Thomas Krueger, and he led an Irish regiment. So. And then in '61, John Downey became the governor of California. In '80 through '88, William Grace became the mayor of New York. And in 1896 to 1902, James Phelan became mayor of San Francisco.
All right. Thanks for your time for today.
No problem.
All right.
So,
What's up?
what was your thoughts about Barack Obama becoming president?
Well, I thought it was a great day for all black people because, I mean, you know, he's like, what is he, the 44th president of the United States? Anyways, it's pretty special by him being president and all that stuff, so.
Interesting. Okay. So, what do you think about African Americans and how far they've come in the United States?
Well, I mean, from my lifestyle, I noticed over the years that, I mean, there's been more and more, like, with sports, just government stuff and all that other stuff. Like, for government, let's say, mayors, probably over 500 since 2001. So, I mean, if you saw that like in the 19th century, there was no one because of the whole racial thing. And in 2000, 8,936 black office holders in the U.S. I mean, that's pretty impressive, I gotta say. So, any more questions?
What were your thoughts about African American children growing up in the United States?
Well, I thought it was sort of a sad moment because, I mean, I see a bunch of families just being a real family and not just combining or like not having that same, what do you call it? Connection, there we go. That same connection that other families do. Like, I mean, when I look at myself, I'm just like, I want to grow up, get married, have nice children, and just have a good life until I die at old age. So, I mean, what I I've seen, like 38% or 40, like children, they only have one mom or one dad, and they just live with them. And they want to turn to their dad for like other sports help. It's a nice ringtone in the background.
Yeah.
Okay, so, anyways, yeah, it's a real sad moment.
Okay. Well, that was a wonderful interview. I hope to see you around.
So, okay. So why did you and your family move to America?
Well, my family and I, we were living kind of in fear in Japan because there were neighboring countries who were not very, who were trying to get Japan to trade with them, and Japan, we didn't really want to do all this trading, and they were threatening us and threatening our own safety. Plus, working in the United States would have just been a better situation, so we decided to do it that way.
So what was life like for Krueger?
Well, at this time, we had already moved to America. Many of the Americans who were already there were not very welcoming. There was a lot of segregation and prejudice against Asian people. Japanese and Chinese people especially, they were ridiculed and put down and segregated.
So it was a pretty tough life.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did this affect you when Pearl Harbor was here?
Well, immediately everybody was thinking, oh my goodness, all Asian people are out to get us. At this time, the United States was thinking that there was going to be a lot larger, more high-scale attack than what there was. Okay. So a lot of people were not very friendly to us. In fact, they were threatening us, and we were definitely just scared for what was going to happen next. We were living in fear amongst other people we thought were our fellow Americans.
Did the military take any action about this?
Yes, they did. After a while, they made the Executive Order 9066 Act, and what it did was they took over 1,200 to 1,600 Japanese people and they put them in internment camps. And it's not like it was for the Jewish people in the Holocaust. There was soldiers everywhere. We had to be watched. Our freedoms were taken away, and we were surviving off of the government's command, pretty much.
So your internment camps were pretty bad then?
Yeah, they were pretty bad. Like, it could have been worse. They didn't feed us adequately, but they did give us what we needed to survive.
So where were these camps located?
These camps are actually located in Native American reservations, and they thought it was a good idea that we were there, because then when we left, they were going to get reimbursements for the buildings and all the things that they supplied for them, but they just took down the buildings and they didn't get anything in return, which was not fair to them.
So why were you put in this camp?
We were put in this camp pretty much because the government thought that all Japanese people were sent here to be spies for the Japanese government. Even though we weren't, they couldn't prove anything, they still thought that we were out to get them.
So when did you finally get out?
Well, we had to answer 2 questions. One was we had to agree to be in the United States Army and fight for the United States, or be a nurse. And the second question was, are you willing to be fully loyal to the United States and the United States only? And majority of the Japanese people said yes to both of these questions.
Alright, well, that's about it, so thank you for your time.